Alright, jot that time for week 3. Let's give this a go. Alright, first one here, we're going to be out west, obviously. Lock in. Can't tell what the tiny text there says. Mountains to our west. That looks like no front plate. I can't tell what the little symbol is there. Yeah, no front plates. Is this just like the Phoenix area then? Mountains to our east and our west. Looks like a front plate there, though. I think the Phoenix area makes some sense. I'm really banking on the front plate, on the lack of front plates being correct. Let me real quick look at the Albuquerque area. Are there mountains to the west in Albuquerque? It does not appear so. And let me real quick check Las Vegas. Are there mountains to the east in Las Vegas? Yes. Uh-oh. Okay, so this is either Las Vegas or Phoenix. I know Nevada requires front plates, but the number of times I've spawned in Nevada and GeoGuessr and they don't have front plates, dude. Mountains to the east. The mountains to the west seem to be a little bit further away. I don't know whether to go Phoenix or Las Vegas on this one. I really don't. But my initial thought was Phoenix, so I will keep my guess where it is. And just say Phoenix. Damn it, dude. 50-50. That was bad. I have to click on this again. I just have to look at this again. So this was Las Vegas, and I went Phoenix. So yeah, we saw the mountains to our east there. And mountains to our west. Yeah, I mean, like, that was kind of all we really had to work with. It was just vibes, mountains to the east and mountains to the west. It really did feel like a 50-50 for me between Phoenix and Las Vegas. Alright, well, really upset at myself for that first one. That was not a good start, but on to the next round. Alright, round 2. My first thought is going to be Florida. That's just my first thought. I mean, yeah, it's not California because it doesn't have the 3 little yellow bars on the telephone pole. If it's not Florida, then I guess it'd have to be like what? Somewhere between, anywhere between Houston and like New Orleans. I would like to draw your attention to the very first place that I put my marker. I had the right idea, etc., etc., etc. And also, if I get this wrong, dude, like I said, my first thought was Florida. This could be anywhere across the Gulf Shore, though, I feel like. Anywhere in this general area. You know what? There's too many pine trees. I don't think this is going to be particularly far south in Florida. I almost feel like I should put it in, like, this general area of, like, Mobile, Pensacola. Maybe not Mobile, but... Dude, it was where I had it before. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my first thought was Florida. Then I guess I just kind of overthought it. Alright, again, not a good start for the first 2 rounds. Hopefully we can lock in for these remaining 3. No front plates. This seems to be the Appalachian Mountains. My first thought is Asheville, North Carolina. Yeah, no front plate still. Is that a state road? Or is that a Route 47? Put down a marker for now. This could be like West Virginia or something. License plate, don't have... That's a Pennsylvania plate right there. The unblurred one, that is Pennsylvania all day. So theoretically, Pittsburgh, maybe, that general region. Like a 47 or a 67? Is there something like that in the ballpark of Pittsburgh? Oh, okay, Route 322. We know it's Pennsylvania, Route 322. There's a 422. 522. 322. Does 322 go through any, like, relevant towns? Like, I don't know what part of 322 this is going to be. Because this seems like a relevant enough town. Like, right in the Appalachians. Let me zoom out a little bit. Wait, where am I? Sure? oh, sweet. Okay. Whew, I will take that all day. Wow. Okay, so we had one guy who got, like, right there. After those first 2 rounds, dude, I'm thrilled with that guess. All right, round 4. Okay. No front plates. My first thought is Texas. That one plate there kind of looks like Texas. That one doesn't, though. Could this be like Amarillo? Okay. When you spawn in Texas, 9 times out of 10, I feel like it's best to just put it in Dallas-Fort Worth. Okay, maybe not 9 times out of 10, but there's no front plate there. The one plate kind of looked like Texas. If it's not Texas, my second guess would be Cleveland, Ohio. That doesn't seem right. I feel like this has to be Texas. I wonder... Oh, dude, I almost want to put it, like, by the Mexico border. Do I put this in Amarillo or Dallas-Fort Worth? Amarillo or Dallas-Fort Worth. It's probably going to be neither. See, man, there's, like, a hint of red on the license plates, almost, it looks like. And, like, there's no front plate there. What about, like... What about Oklahoma? Would Oklahoma be a better guess? Because, like, no front plates. But those don't look like Oklahoma plates either. I'm so confused. Oh, dude, this is going to be so bad. New Orleans, really? Well, I mean, at least I wasn't the only one who didn't get a great score on that, but wow, yeah. This has been rough. 1 round left. So, of the people who have played so far, I assume it's just the 5 of us. It's not looking so great. Let's get some points back. Oh, and I'm not going to get a lot of points back on this one, am I? I mean, immediate thought is just Southeast. This don't feel like the type of thing you would see in the Southeast. Alright, so initial thoughts. Based on whatever the hell those things are, I feel like I've seen those in, like, well, I mean, a lot of parts of the country, but it kind of makes me want to guess, like, maybe Texas. This feels like relatively Southeast. What if it's more like Arkansas? Does that make sense? Dude, I'm trying to think of what makes sense here. Because I think this is going to be relatively Southeast. Like, where in the country do you see signs for churches? That's always the Southeast, like Georgia, South Carolina, that general region. But where in the country do you see these things? That's like everywhere but the Southeast. So I kind of want to guess like Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. But I don't feel great about those guesses. Oh, jeez, it's going to be so bad. Mississippi. Georgia? Okay. Wow. This was not a good display. Wow, that was really bad. I like how all my misses were like by a relatively equal distance. Wow, that was really bad, but to be fair, it was a harder seed. Yeah, this dude was still able to get 3 5Ks somehow. So I'll be curious to see how things play out with when other people play this. I'll be curious to see where I rank, because this was a really bad display, I feel like, but at the same time, it was a harder seed. Like, this was just bad. Vegas was totally gettable. It felt like a 50-50 in the moment. Florida, that was my first instinct, like roughly that part of Florida. But I second-guessed it. Number 3 was good. Number 4... I don't know, dude. I never spawned in New Orleans. And number 5... I mean, my first thought was Southeast, but, you know, then I saw this and was like, this is the type of thing you'd see in, like, Nebraska. I've seen it in Texas before, so maybe Texas. Then I was like, oh, let me hedge with the Southeast and, like, the Texas region. Let me just put it in Mississippi and hope for the best. Yeah, so that was bad. All right, 1 week later, let's see how everyone else did. So this is definitely a harder seed than usual. If you look at the average scores for each week, week 3 was, yeah, noticeably lower than the previous 2. All right, well, let's break this down round by round. Round 1. All right, well, it's good to see that a good number of other people went Arizona with me. How many people actually got Las Vegas? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think, if I can count, unless there's more people here. Yeah, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah. So if there were 15 people who went Las Vegas, and there are 33 people who did this in total, then 18 people went either the Los Angeles area or Arizona, which also, yeah, so I was 24th out of 33. So, you know, not great for me, but, you know, I like how evenly this is distributed, though. Like, everyone either went Las Vegas, Los Angeles, or Arizona. That was great. Round 2, oh boy. Right, so this is the Florida one. Okay, don't know how you get that close, but okay, buddy. I trust the Beavers not cheating, but granted, I also don't know how you're supposed to cheat on that one. But yeah, most of us getting Florida and like the Gulf Coast, that general area. Round 3. Yeah, this is the Pennsylvania one. This this was my only good score. I was not the closest. How many people 5K'd this? Just 2? Okay. But yeah, most of us getting Pennsylvania for this one, I guess. Yeah, because there was the clear as day, unblurred Pennsylvania license plate. Round 4. Oh boy. Wow. Well, that's a thumbnail shot. So how many people actually got... I'll count that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7 people getting New Orleans, an 8th and a 9th were fairly close. And everybody else was like all over the place. That's kind of funny. I felt pretty bad about my Texas guess, my Dallas-Fort Worth guess, but I guess there's nothing to be ashamed of with that one. Round 5. Yeah, the Georgia one. Yeah, I was kind of, yeah, not a great guess by me, but, you know, good number of people getting Georgia. How many people got... Okay, yeah, there was... The town was, I didn't realize there was a town name on that sign, but yeah, there was a town name on the sign, so I guess it makes enough sense as to how people could potentially 5K this. But yeah, so, we suck. Last place again. This week was actually a little bit interesting in terms of results, because first place won by a landslide by 12K, and then second place only won by 343. So wait, yeah, Pittsburgh versus Wisconsin. Both teams had someone go for 23K. Wow, that was an extremely close matchup. It's a shame that one of those teams had to lose. And San Diego with, what was that, 8,000 points less, was able to win. All right, so after 3 weeks, here's what the standings are looking like. I don't know how playoffs are determined. That's probably important to look at how playoffs are determined. Let me do that real quick. Okay, after looking into it, I'm guessing that it's the top 2 from the East Conference and the top 2 from the West Conference who make the playoffs. So with that in mind, with 2 weeks remaining, we're not mathematically eliminated yet. No, I think we're pretty much mathematically eliminated. We need one of Colorado or San Diego to lose out. We would need to win out, and we would need to outscore them by a lot. We would need one of their guys to not play in a week. That would probably help. I don't know if that's the tiebreaker or if head-to-head's the tiebreaker. Maybe head-to-head's the tiebreaker. Who do we play in the next couple of weeks? Sacramento and Colorado. Okay. Maybe. If head-to-head's the first tiebreaker and Colorado loses out and we win out, maybe? Yeah, I'm not counting on us making the playoffs, but, you know, we'll try. And I showed this briefly earlier, but these are the overall... These are like the individual totals for everyone so far. I'm very mid, and I'm quickly coming to realize that maybe I'm not as good at this game as I thought I was. I'm not some sort of prodigy. There's a lot of other people who are just as good and better than I am. But you know what? Trust the process. We'll bounce back in week 4. I haven't done the week 4 challenge yet, but it is out. It's been out since yesterday. I'm going to do that soon. Wait, who do we even play this week? Sacramento. Oh, yeah, the other winless team. One of us is going to get a win this week. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. So, see y'all next week.